Hello and welcome to the ATM podcast. I am back with a very special guest. And actually, if you are a listener to ATM podcast, you may remember this man because he was part of season two. He was a part of season 1. Lateef, welcome back to the ATM pod.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long time. Since my first.
Do you know, I can't take you seriously. Listen, Lateef is he's a serious person. In Jesus' name, amen. But Lateef, you're not a stranger to the podcast, yeah?
No.
So you already know we start with a this or a that. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, this or that, yeah? So you have to answer. Cool. So the first question, all right, let's take it fatherhood, yeah? Would you rather school run in the morning or bedtime?
Bedtime.
Why?
I'm not even going to let... God is my witness.
God is your witness, yeah.
Some days, these kids don't get story time. Just wrap up. Listen, bed. Rapido. I love you. Mwah. Say your prayers. Good night. Bang.
That's it.
There's
no tucking in, no story time.
No. They tucked in, wrapped up, and that's it.
Wow.
Because sometimes it's the same story. They want the same book. Again. Nah. Some days they know. So you know what the story. You'll be all right if you miss it tonight. But that's only when their mum's out.
I was going to say, Lateef's wife, I think you should stop him from doing bedtime. Because, Anyway, all right, next question. I won't do this fatherhood question. All right, would you rather a night out with the boys, so like, dinner, men do dinner, drinks, or an afternoon of football? Or morning of football?
Now, I would say the morning of football.
Why?
Yeah, because once it's a better bond, bro. It's a better bond when you kick
nice.
It's a better bond, and then afterwards, the banter afterwards is worth it. Yeah. So because it will go on, like
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I remember speaking to one guy, and he used to do football like every week, and the banter can turn into beef.
Yeah. That's
Facts,
how it goes.
The banter turns into beef.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
Men, I personally think God knew that I couldn't be a man. Because my skin isn't thick enough for the way you people insult each other.
Yeah. But it gets like that until the following week, and then you just go on again.
Yeah, they move on very quickly. Girls, like, you insult us, and then we'll hold on to it. We're having group chat, we're having mediation, the whole lot. Guys, they cuss each other, and then they move on. Yeah. All right, cool.
Watch next week. Wait till next week, and then
next week you're cool. All right, last one. I'll go to husband edition. So I've done dad. I've done friends, I'll do husband. Would you rather Netflix and chill or kid-free night out with your missus?
Kids away. Kids out.
Either way, kids out.
Kids out. As long anything, Netflix or night out, as long as those kids are away, I'm good to go.
Let me have my wife to myself.
Yeah, 100%. 100.
You know what, yeah?
No, 100. They need to be gone.
All right, cool. Do you know what? Thank you. You answered the question. You
Honestly.
All right, cool. So we're going to go straight into it, yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, cool. So, you know what's funny? When I was thinking about what we're going to talk about, I automatically was like, I feel like this episode should just be like conversation. Like, okay, how does Sarah and Lateef normally talk? How do me and your wife normally talk? Like, we have, if you listen to our conversations, you'll think we're all tapped. We'll literally just be sitting there having debates about everything from human beings to dating to football to anything, to be honest. So I saw something on Instagram, two things I saw on Instagram, and I sent one of them to you to get your opinion. And I thought, let's bring it onto the ATM podcast and see what you're saying, yeah? All right, so last week, or a couple of weeks ago, there was something on Instagram that's circulating, and it was about a woman who basically turned down a guy. Yeah, you already know which one it is. Yeah, cool. So I'm going to read it. Cool. So this is a message from the guy, yeah? And I'm going to set an image of it here. He said, hope you've had a good day. I'm excited for tomorrow. I can pick you up, but if you're not comfortable with that, we can just meet there. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like getting some ice cream in this hot weather. He puts a hot face emoji, LOL, yeah? Remember that? She replies, sorry if this may come off rude, but I don't do ice cream dates. I'm a 26-year-old woman, and a date like that seems like the absolute bare minimum for me. Meeting up would be a waste of both of our times since we probably don't have the same vibe. Best wishes. Now, I have my views on this, which differs from your views on this. Who was right and who was wrong in this scenario? Man or the woman?
She was right. She was right for saying, you know what? The reason that this is a bit messed up is because when I read it first, when you sent it to me first, I was like, this girl's got issues. But then when I read it again, there's a lot of information that you can, like when you dissect that text message, there's a lot of things you get from it. Number one, age. Yeah. The age thing was...
She's a 26-year-old woman, child.
She's a 26-year-old woman.
Yeah, to us, that's your baby girl. But yeah, go on.
Yeah. Number two, then I was thinking, in terms of how he's delivered the message, as a woman, that can be a bit confusing. Do you understand? I don't think she was wrong for what she said back. Yeah. She was honest with him. There's no point stringing someone along. But I feel my main thought is you as a man cannot be taking a woman to go and get ice cream. I don't care if it's 100 degrees, bro. That's not where you're taking someone on a date.
Okay, I'll let you go.
And the reason that I got that is because he said we should meet there. So that means that is your plan to go and get ice cream.
No, this is what I don't get. Yeah, he said, hope you had a good day. I'm excited for tomorrow. I can pick you up, but if you're not comfortable with that, we can just meet there, right? Ice cream sounds like a new plan because he says, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like getting some ice cream in this hot weather. She's now objecting to the ice cream. If ice cream was always the plan, she would have objected before meeting there. Where is there? Does that make sense? So obviously, from this message, I don't think ice cream is the only plan. But let's say she's confused and she thinks ice cream is the only plan. I still don't think it's I don't think it's an issue.
That's a problem, Sarah. I'm telling you now.
I don't think it's an issue. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you right now. If you called me and said to me, I've met this guy, I'm speaking to this guy, I like good vibes, and I say, okay, yeah, we're planning to meet up tomorrow. Where are you lot going? To get ice cream. The show's over straight away. The show is over. Because when you think of ice cream, Sarah, when I pick up the kids from school, they want ice cream from the ice cream van. These kids are 5 and 3.
So you're saying...
They're 5 and 3 years old. When you think of ice cream, you're thinking ice cream van.
You're thinking of children.
Huh?
You're thinking of children,
You're thinking of kids, bro.
Nah, do you know what?
He could have put the message much better than that. Or... don't bring ice cream into the agenda. He could have just said, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Whatever he's thinking, I think he's said too much. Because if he had met her, and then while they meet up there, it's hot, and they think, yo, let's go in, get some ice cream, and go where we're going, he would have won. But you've said, let's go and get ice cream. So in her mind, she's thinking, are we meeting there in the ice cream van? Do you understand?
The ice cream van.
Exactly. So she's going to it's all confusing. And straight away, she's thinking, if this is where you're thinking to take me, if this is the levels,
not compatible.
This is not compatible.
Okay, so do you think that this is an issue because we're talking 2023?
100%.
Because for me, I read this as someone who obviously started dating like over a decade ago. Yeah, this time 10 years ago, I was in a very committed relationship. Do you see what I'm saying? Was I engaged this time 10 years ago? No, I was engaged at 23, yeah? Yeah, 23. Yeah. Didn't work out for those wondering. But yeah, so my thing is, if the person I was with then said that to me, it wouldn't have been an issue. Why? Because there was no online-ish. Like, you met people on the road, you met people at an event, you met people at church, you met people wherever you meet people, and then you kind of get a vibe to know what that person likes or doesn't like.
100%.
Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
So, and even if you didn't know what they like or not, there's more fluidity to a relationship where I feel like now you can meet someone, not even have a phone conversation with that person, but be arranging a date. Yeah. So you don't even know what kind of vibe the person is on.
I think, Sarah, you've hit the nail on the head, because back in the day, like I say to Mike, we used to practice lyrics in front of the mirror. Like we, like it sounds silly, but we used to practice, because when we'd go fun fairs or we'd go carnival or like, do you understand? And you know what it is, Sarah? Back in the day, sometimes you'll be talking to a girl and then she's not really having it. you need your boy to back you up.
Yeah,
so he needs to have lyrics as well. That's what
facts.
we used to practice. If you speak to what are your best lyrics?
So what do you think it is now, innit, that makes people, like, guys not approach girls anymore? Because I'll be honest with you, yeah, like, I think social media is a blessing and a curse. I think online dating is a blessing and a curse. And the reason I say that is because, well, you didn't have these avenues to slide in someone's DMs. You didn't have these avenues to swipe left. Unless you wanted to be single as a Pringle for the rest of your life, you were speaking to someone. You were actually going to speak to someone.
Yes.
You would even ask, like, if, for example, even if it was in church, you would get, like you said, your boys or maybe one of your female friends to kind of be like, listen, yeah, like, I like this person. Boom. There was some form of way. Whereas now people feel, I'm sure if I conducted a survey, ATMPOD survey, men, how comfortable do you feel talking to women? They will say they don't.
100%. And you know what I think it is? You can't speak to people now because then, girls, get out of my personal space, blah, blah, blah. I can't go anywhere without someone trying to talk to me, X, Y, and Z. So now you're screwed if you do, you're screwed if you do, and you're screwed if you don't. Like I was saying the other day, I was at the train station. There's 3 guys and there's 3 girls. And the guys are messing around. There's 3 girls over there. And the guys are messing around with each other, like playing around, joking and stuff like that. If this is us back in the day, it's 1 each. It's 1 each, bro. It's 1 each. Like, it's
you
1
get a
each.
Girl, you get a girl,
yeah, exactly.
you get a girl.
Bro, happy days. Because, you know, if there's only 2, then one who's, no, I see this one first. There's no argument here. There's 1 each. But these don't want to do that because then you don't want to be seen as, you're pro. Like, it's so weird now. It's all done online. Like, when people say, can I get your number? People say, no, you can have my Snap. You can have my Snap.
That's even good, you know. You can have
my Snap.
I remember some guy talking to me. So when I don't wear makeup, I remember I was in Brixton. I went to go and return something to H&M. You know, there's a Costa in Brixton. So I went in to go get coffee. I thought, you know, let me just sit down and get coffee. I've had a long day. And I never normally sit down in that Costa. If you know, you know. And I sat down there, I had no makeup on. And one guy walked up to me. He literally walked up to me. I'm thinking, what's this little child want? Yeah. He starts talking to me. This guy, when he finished speaking, I was like, how old are you? He was like, I'm 24. I said, okay, cool. I said, how old do you think I am? He said, I don't know, innit, but if you give me your Snap, we can talk more.
You see?
I said, your Snap.
Snap.
At this point, I was like 30. I said, let me be honest with you, son. You know what? You have to
show him the levels.
Little bro. He was like, no, you look younger and this is me. Yeah, and for future reference, like, don't ask girls for their Snap. But now I remembered, I'm telling him not to ask girls for their Snap. But when he talks to girls, he's talking to girls. He's talking to girls his age. Yeah. So that's normal, isn't it? Like now, in my mind, I didn't even know people still use Snapchat, but apparently that's what it's used for now. It's just used for like,
100%.
I meet you, I don't want to give you my number, so here's my Snapchat.
So you go from the Snap to the number. So after the communication on Snap is good, then you get the number. Whereas back in the day, I'm talking to you to get your number so we can talk more. Like, things have changed.
Things have changed. But going back to the scenario, innit, because I disagree. And you know I disagree. I think that the girl is going to sit down. She didn't like him in the first place. This is the first thing. If she liked him in the first place, even if she wasn't really feeling the ice cream thing too tough, she would have gone and then maybe check the vibes, innit? Does that make sense? But this woman said, I've been looking for a way to get out. You are one of the many people. If they met online, and I think context is key. So let's just imagine they met online, yeah? No one goes on Hinge, Bumble, what's the other ones? Plenty of Fish. I don't know if people use Tinder in the real life, but Tinder. No one goes on there and just meets one person. Yeah. You're meeting a monopoly of men or monopoly of women, 100%. Yeah? So you've probably agreed to go on dates with multiple people, different times of the flipping week, yeah?
I hear that.
She probably double booked or something, do you understand? Because some of the best dates she will go on involve you walking around in the park and talking. Does that make sense?
I hear that.
So I think what's happened is, on her side, she's kind of like, no, I'm worth more. On his side, he's like, listen, you're one of the girls that I'm getting to know. So I'm not trying to be spending like Novikov, Hagasan money on every single date after I'm speaking to multiple girls. And no one can be mad at that. Why? Because you're talking to multiple people you met on an online dating website. Do you see it?
Sarah, you know what I think it is? It's guys are screwing, we're both screwed. The guys and girls are screwing the game. Because this guy must be, maybe he's gone on 5 dates this week and he's thinking, yo, this is costing me. Do you understand? But then the dates that he's taking girls on are Hakkasan and Novikov and all of this. So he's doing that. So other girls are posting that they're going on these big dates. So when she's thinking, my girls are going to Hakkasan, Novikov, they're going here, there, and everywhere, and this brother's trying to offer me the ice cream van.
Okay, so let me tell you
straight away, it's a no. She's going to shut that down straight away.
She didn't even say cream. She said the ice cream van.
Ice cream van.
Let me tell you something here. I get it, yeah, but I still disagree with it. And I think just even being someone who unfortunately had to enter, no, not unfortunately, fortunately, had to re-enter the dating streets. I remember I told you, I remember we used to have conversations. Oh God, we used to have conversations. I said, I can't enter this ghetto. It's not normal. My friends are telling me what's going through, and I said, God, like, but
hey, it's a jungle.
as someone who had to re-enter the jungle, and go back into the dating thing, it's so hard to navigate. But at the same time, I've experienced first dates where it has been chill. Ice cream is a bit mad. Like, I'm not now. When you say certain things, I'm like, okay, cool, innit, yeah. Where it's been like, let's just meet at a bar, you know, drink. I order flipping apple juice or lemonade. You might order appetizer, but at least you're in a bar, innit. So it's a bit different. We talk. Once you both start feeling each other, that's when they pull out the cards. Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And the thing is, I love like the arts and stuff. So I remember telling the guy like the arts, and he was very, very attentive. So first date, he did the most. Like, oh, let's go theatre, let's go this. And I said to him, do you know what? That's really nice. But I would rather just do the dinner. Let's talk. Let's get to know each other. I like that. Then, because for me, I'm like, I don't want to sit down in a place where we can't talk. And like, I would rather get to know you. I love the fact that you're attentive, and I love the fact that you've heard that I like the theatre and whatever. When the first date went well, second date went well, then you can start doing all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I think from the man's side point of view, he probably does have in the back of his mind, John, let me take you somewhere a bit low key, still nice. I do think there has to be a standard. Let's call it a spade. Still nice, and then I can take you to the big places. I take you to the big places when I know you're one of one. Does that make sense? Yeah, but now I feel like a lot of girls are expecting the most.
That's fair, but you know what? Yeah, Sarah, I need to be fair. I need to be fair. Yeah. I have sisters. You're one of my sisters also. So the standards, if you told me that someone wants to take you for ice cream, that the guy doesn't get the approval. And I know afterwards, after a couple of dates with that person, things might change and then the relationship might be fantastic. But my first impression won't be good. Because I just think to myself, bro, there are millions of places. There are so much other things you can do.
Yeah, be creative with it. But like I said, from that message, I don't think ice cream was the only thing anyway.
But then don't say it. If that's not the only thing. He
probably thought he was talking to a reasonable human being. That woman was rude, but when a woman starts a message, I don't mean to be rude, she's rude.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, she's rude.
She feels
she likes
disrespected. She feels disrespected.
No, there was nothing disrespectful about his message. All right, so on that point, yeah, there's another thing I sent to you. This was on the Shade Bar, I think it was like a few months ago. And a popular influencer put this down. She said, let me explain something to men, yeah? If you feel you have to spend £300 to £400 on a woman for a first or second date, it's due to 1, she doesn't really like you.
100.
2, you are sourceless.
200.
No.
200%.
No, she said, you are sourceless, no good convo, lacking communication skills. 3, you aren't visually appealing. So she basically said clapped.
So, yeah.
Or 4, you are insecure. Do you agree?
Yep, 100%. All of those I agree with.
All of the above.
All of them. And the reason that I agree with them, because I think social media has made life easy for some. Has made life easy. Because all you're going to do is send a message, say, I'll take you Novikov, and boom, the girl's going to come. Whereas before, back in my day, I need your number, I need to graft you before you want to even come on a date with me. Yeah. So I need to talk to you before we're even scheduling a date. Back in the day, not like the standards have gone low, but the standards have gone low.
He said, not like the standards have gone low, but the standards have gone low. And I concur.
Girls go on dates with anyone.
Yeah. Anyone for a free meal.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when my girls tell me certain things, I'm like, listen, it's a free meal and it's a practice, you know. It's free meal. It's a practice run. And you know what? Do you know what? Yeah, God forgive me for that. But I feel like we are conditioned to that mentality, yeah, because of how things have changed. Let me be real with you, yeah. Before we even go into what I'm saying here, it's so true what you just said. Before you go on a date with someone, you have spoken to that person. before the days of FaceTime, you'll be on the phone to that person for
pillow talking for hours. From 12, you've got work in the morning.
Listen, you'll be talking.
You're both sleeping on the phone.
Back in the day, before I message on WhatsApp, you get that little text in the morning. You'll be smiling all day.
Things have changed, bro.
Things have changed, and so now, as opposed to men dating one woman and making that work, yeah, they're dating multiple women and they're choosing who. And you know what? Women are doing the same thing too.
Yeah,
they're choosing, who do I like best?
100.
Whoever puts their best foot forward is who I'm going to choose. And I don't feel like you have
it's not even, they don't choose them long term. It's just they're winning that bit of the race. That's
it's
part
mad.
of the race. That marathon. They're in there. They're ahead.
But that's why now we lack a lot of authentic relationships.
Of course.
Because for me, I think that's so important. Like that whole, I'm old school, yeah. So with me and my man, we're going to speak on the phone for hours. You know, we're going to talk. We're going to laugh. We're going to FaceTime with my headscarf and this wig completely off my head. We're going to do those things.
That's how you know.
And that's how you know, just what I'm saying. And to be honest with you, even before going on like dates and stuff, like I can't even fathom the idea of going on a date with someone I haven't spoken to, who I haven't gotten to know, like to some extent on the phone or something. Like now, girls will get a DM and it's like, okay,
I'm gone. This is why everything, all of those things that person said is a tick to all of them. Bro, if you are saying I'm taking you Novikov listen, before talking in a DM, you're done. Bro, you have no game. You're done. I don't care. I will stick by that. You are done.
So you don't think it's a money thing? You think it's just because he's gameless? Because she said here,
you have no game.
And I quote, she said, "You are sourceless.
You have no game.
No good combo, lacking communication skills."
100%.
Yeah.
Because shall I tell you why? You know that the chances of someone declining that is so low. No one's gonna, let's be honest. Let's be honest now, Sarah, yeah? And you have to think about it. Some girls, not they've been on the shelf, but they've been on the shelf for a minute, bro. Like, it's a jungle out there. And girls are saying this. I'm not saying all of them, but it's a jungle.
On the shelf.
They're on the shelf, yeah? So they haven't been out in a minute. So if a guy slides into your DM and you haven't been out for 6 months and one of your brethren is going out left, right and centre, and then the guy says, let's go Novikov, you're going to find your dress, you're going to do your nails, and you're going out.
She's going to go on ASOS real quick.
100%.
Next day delivery, Prime.
100%.
Prime.
You going.
God,
so,
if she ain't got the ASOS money, she's got, right, PLT real quick.
Bro, if she haven't got the money, she paying free. Like, she paying free.
Not the Klarna.
She's going. So, that means the guy, she don't care what he looks like. She don't care if he talks. Bro, she's going. And then all she's going to do is record the day and then she's gonna record
the hand. She's gonna record her starter.
All of this, the starter.
She's gonna record the cocktail that she probably won't even like.
And the guy gonna do the smoke and all of that, and it's gonna be
all of it gonna be,
and it's all nice. And then after that, it's done. Like whether he's got chat or not, she don't care. Like she's eating, and then she's gonna go home. Like I said, if you come out tomorrow, happy days. Everybody.
At least she got her content.
Yeah, exactly. But
at least she got content. But is that not a scary place to be as a society?
Of course. And it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse.
No, please no. And you know what? Yeah, it's so mad for me because I feel like now, a lot of women in their 30s who are adopting this mentality, I feel like you're begging it.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're begging it because that's not what we were about. That's not what we grew
You don't
up on.
want that. As a woman, you don't want that.
Like,
you don't.
Like, I genuinely feel like you're begging it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have a standard, but your standard should not be defined on the restaurants that a man takes you to. Your standard should not be defined on your ability to record content that gives other people FOMO.
100%.
Like for me, that is a toxic trait.
100%.
And the truth of the matter is, I feel like we've all been there. We've all been there where we want to have a cheeky little, Instagram post to keep people wondering. Do you understand? Especially if you come out of a relationship. You want to be that person who's, if you come out of a relationship, you don't want, okay, I'm going to use ice cream, girl. If you come out of a relationship with a guy and you know he's still following you, or his burner account is following you, or his friends are following you, thanks for making it this far. If you like what you see, please remember to like, comment and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss an episode. You don't want to be there holding ice cream cone, yeah.
You're done. He would have even said, no wonder I left you. This is the standards you have. No wonder I've left you. You go to ice cream. No wonder I left.
Standing there with a cone in your hand.
Nah.
So I get it, but I feel like it's killing our people.
100%.
And for me, I'm a very private person now, yeah. And I think the reason why I'm like that is because, like, watch a lot of those people who love to have a content-filled relationship. I call content-filled relationship that they could just put out the best content, the nicest content. Not all of them, because some of them are very genuine, and I think if you like nice things, you like nice things, and that's okay.
That's it.
Right?
No problem.
A lot of them aren't happy. A lot of them
100%.
wish they gave that guy, the geeky guy, the nerdy guy who would send them beautiful messages, but only in the time being had money to take them to a local family restaurant or to a lounge. A lot of them wish they gave that man who respected them a chance, but they were too busy trying to stunt on the gram. Like, stunting doesn't bring you joy. Stunting doesn't stop generational curses. Stunting doesn't stop you from building building a family that's not toxic.
Preach
and a lot of us are
Preach
here
it.
trying to stop, some of the patterns that we grew up in.
100%.
Trying to stop this whole settling for men who you knew weren't going to treat you well.
100%.
Just because you're trying to fit into a cultural societal norm.
Sarah, this guy
Yeah.
that received that message saying, it's not going to work. You see, what's going to happen to him after that? I tried to be the nice guy. I tried to do the nice
and this
thing.
Is, I got hit
and
with
this is what I got.
Yeah.
Screw that. Let me just go back to Novikov and these girls.
Yeah.
Let me just go around to doing this. Because I've tried to be the sweet. Because when they say nice guys finish last, these are the examples of that.
And I feel like we have a duty of care, like, to think about our future. I remember speaking to my friend a few years ago, and he was just like, Ra, do you think if people understood the power of generational patterns, generational curses, that they will make some of the decisions that they make? Because the thing is, you're out here treating someone's daughter like crap, someone's daughter treating man like he's a different outfit of the week, yeah? And then you want to start building your own family and then wondering why certain things are happening, wondering why certain dysfunction is occurring, wondering why you are there looking at the person that you chose with your own eyes, you chose him based on the wallet, bruv. You chose him because you thought this guy could buy me a nice thing, only for you to get with a person and you realise that this guy's getting brown envelopes every single week, because instead of paying his bills, he will take you to Hakkasan.
This is the problem. This is the problem that we're in. This is the problem that we're in.
This is the dilemma.
Yeah. But at the same time, Sarah, yeah, I do feel that you do want to be...
You want to be treated... No,
you do want to be treated nice.
I'm not disputing
I feel, Sarah, I don't think you have to put both feet forward, put one of your best one foot forward. Do something nice for her. Like, show her that she does mean something. But I think, Sarah, you're not gonna get that from this type of this generation.
No, but I feel like
that is not for this generation.
Sorry, you know me. Everyone knows me. I love Jesus. I'm a born again Christian, yeah. And this is what I always bring in God. I feel like I don't know how people do this dating world without God anyway. Because I feel like even with God, a lot of people who say that they're Christian, their standards aren't Christ-like in relationships.
That's fair.
And
I agree.
And a lot of them, they do things in a way that you think, wow, what makes you different to the average person? But the ones who do it right, I would hope and I would think that we can hope for more in this generation. That we can hope for people who don't just go based off of like what society's saying, what looks good, what can trend on TikTok. And you know what? Yeah, it's mad. You mentioned something before, that I don't know if it was before we started the episode or on the episode, and he said how now a guy will talk to a girl and the girl will record it, and then the guy's scared of being viral. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%.
My thing is as well is that you'd like to even believe that we live in a society where people can respect people, but we don't. And this is why I say, like, as if you're a Christian listening to this, you have a duty of care to not be that person. Because
please don't.
Like,
these brothers, and you know what's more upsetting? Sarah, I'm telling you, you'll have a friend. Everyone has a friend that says, where do you meet people though? Where do I go? Like, where do I find a guy? These guys are around, they're in Tesco. They're at the train station. Everywhere. They're walking on the road. But now we're in such a place that it's a risk to even try and approach. Like, no, it's a risk. It's a risk.
I'm asking my friend,
it's a risk. What life are we living?
I asked my friend a few weeks ago, I said, I won't mention the name. I said, if a guy moves to you today, like we're in Elephant and Castle, and I was like, if a guy moves to you today, Elephant and Castle, good looking guy, like you're attracted to him, whatever, would you give him your number? She was like, no. I said, why? She's like, no, that's weird. You enjoy being single then?
It's weird.
You enjoy being single then? I said, but back in the day,
Christ on the cross of Calvary.
Not Christ on the cross of Calvary.
It's
Listen,
weird.
she said it's weird, but I said, but back in the the day, the only thing you could get was his number. Because even deeper, Facebook and stuff, when we were in school, that wasn't around.
Listen, that was for the aunties.
That wasn't around.
For us.
Listen, back in the day, you got his number, or he got your number, or you'll be like, okay, I'll take your number and I might text you back, yeah? Boom. You'll do something, and you'll be a little bit cheeky and text her back the day after. Things have changed, right? But when she said no, I was very troubled. And it even became beef because I said, no, you're being stupid. But you know what she said, which I realised, she was just like, oh, nowadays, you can't really trust all men's intentions. And you know what, yeah? As much as I feel like what she's saying is like, nah, behaviour, you see so many instances on social media where a man takes your number, then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, the man turns out to be a creep, da-da-da-da-da. And what I said to her is that this could happen anyway.
Men are creeps on the road. Men are creeps online. It's the same creeps that are on the road. It's the same creeps. Exactly. Men are creeps on the same creeps that are walking on the road are the ones on Instagram. Yeah. It's the same creep.
But I feel like society's made it like, oh, no, guys shouldn't talk to you, man. No. And you know what? Don't get me wrong, innit? A few people make things like the Me Too movement and stuff like that make it bad. But I do honestly believe that for some men, they have that in the back of their mind that, oh, if I speak to this woman, does it become harassment? Because now you look at, if a guy is pursuing a girl and she says, no, do you know what? Like, I'm all right, yeah, the guy should walk away, innit?
Sarah, that's how it was.
Back in the day,
the guy will...
I'll speak to you for a minute. The guy, no, let's be real. If the guy says to you, can I speak to you for a minute? He'll be like, nah. Like, he'll be like, nah, I'm not giving a number, man. You know, he'll be pursuing. Then if you say no, if the guy is bitter, he'll be like, you're bitter anyway, bruv. Like, if the guy's bitter, let's call it. Of
course, yeah, I've seen.
Even if he's not bitter, you know, he will pursue and he may or may not get the number. Mm-hmm. Now, in some respects, some guys are emotionally intelligent enough to know when a girl is just kind of like looking for attention.
Yeah, exactly.
But some guys aren't. And I think now a lot of guys are scared that the next thing police are knocking at the door, bang, 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 are you Mister Lateef? So I get it. Because on the one hand, guys are scared to talk because they're fearful that they're going to catch a lawsuit. Mm. And on the other hand, girls are scared to give numbers because they think they're going to be a victim.
Sarah, you know what, yeah? And I agree, but I don't know what the solution is. Like, when I was speaking to someone, I proper don't know. You know, this is the prime example. You know, like, there'll be single guys going to a wedding, yeah? So single brothers at a wedding. This is the easiest fishing trip you'll ever be on.
Easiest fishing trip.
Because they ask the single ladies to come forward. Yeah, so it's not like you have to guess. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to guess who because sometimes you go to a wedding as a guy, you're thinking, is she single? I don't know. Not. They're asking the single ones to come forward. Mm-hmm. So you know she's single. But you still can't make that you still can't do that talking because of fear of being like so how do you get forward? How do you move forward? Like, what do you do?
I think that's two different things. I think a guy being fearful on the street, even though I still don't get it because I'm from a different generation, but a guy being fearful in a wedding, you're childish. And I say that, and I say you're childish for this reason, yeah. I'm like, if you see me and you like me, and you don't say anything to me in a safe space, in a wedding, you know I'm single because I've gone to go and catch a bloody bouquet.
But you know what? I think
I'm there doing all the single ladies, yeah, and you can't, for the life of you.
But Sarah, it's because of how society is normally.
I hear that, but I feel like the guys who win are the ones who go and get that girl's number.
100%. Like when I see, when I see guys moving, and obviously as a guy, you know when someone's moving to, I love it. Like, I love it.
If you like it, I love it.
I love it. Like, because this is how it was back in the day. Like, you'd see a girl you like and you go and talk to her. Listen, back in the day, us boys, we savages, bro. We would be on the bus
Animals.
going, bruv, our mum will send us to maybe go and buy shopping.
Go and buy puree. Go and buy puree for my jollof rice.
We'll be on the bus. You see a girl, you jump off the bus to run and go and chase the... Like, yeah, this is how it was.
Back then, you had a travel card. Nowadays, you do page, you ain't jumping off no bus.
Yeah, of course. Now. But even now...
You just because I live it, you're tapping out.
You jump off a bus to chase a woman, bro. You go to jail. You're going to call the police. Harassment. The guy, he was on the bus, he saw me, he ran off. And like, do you understand? It's just...
Yeah, no, it's true.
It's not like how it was back in the day when you can... When you're actually able to talk to people like that, and then people complaining, where do I meet guys? Where do I meet people? Where do I? Like, it's weird. I just don't know how people win. I don't know how you're gonna find someone. You're gonna be stuck. I say to my missus all the time. I say to my wife all the time, you don't understand what confidence does. You don't understand. Like, even if you're not confident, like certain times we'll look at people on Instagram and stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, this person might not be the hottest person, yeah?
But they're man confident.
But the confidence has made them the hottest person because they are confident in that.
So, okay, so let me ask a question, yeah? How can you be more confident? As a man, how can you be more confident? Because for me, I think lack of confidence is killing our men.
The more you, bro, one of my close boys, his older brother, always used to say, the more you talk, the better you'll become. Bruv, the more, even if you get rejected, rejection that's not a problem, bro. Bro, how many times you ask girl, can I speak to you? The girl will say no, bro. Okay.
And let me be real. Do you know, I believe that's true. That because you see certain people, and beauty is definitely in the eyes of the beholder, so please do not get offended. Jesus, you know, I'm not calling any of your children ugly. But when you look at them visually, they're not equally yoked. Visually, you're thinking, how did he back her?
Scrambled egg.
Okay, all right, I'm drinking my water.
You said yolk, so egg.
No, but legit, scrambled egg. Yeah. You're thinking, how did she back him? You're looking at the two of them thinking, nah. You know, you start questioning that, maybe I'm shallow.
Boom.
Because I'm like rotted, like, I don't know how you two are doing this together, but when you think of it and you look at it, you're like, this person must have had so much confidence.
Nail, head, hit. You've done it. Do you know what it is? Some hot girls do not get moved to.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
You boys are panicking. You're shivering, bro. You don't know how to do. You won't go and speak to the girl. So when a guy comes that is confidently, she's thinking, yo, you are coming to talk to me.
Yeah. She likes that.
Bruv.
And let me be real as well. And I think the reason why you see a lot of like hot girls with guys who would not be conventionally seen as hot is because with girls, yes, we like what we see, but we're not as moved by the physical as men. So once you start smelling good, that's another thing, guys. Don't come talk to any girl if you know you have body odor. Okay, it's not even that expensive nowadays. Zara to good dupes of all your favorite, of the Tom Fords, of the Penelopians, of the Baccarats. Zara do a good dupe. Yeah, there's no excuse for that. Sure is $119.90. Okay, so one thing that a girl likes is smell good. You have confidence. Yeah, so that's why a guy can come and be okay in terms of what maybe a beauty standards are, and get a girl who is hot stuff
100%
because she has smelt you, okay, she has heard you,
and I love
and
that.
She has felt
I love that.
You,
I love that. I love that. I love it.
And I think that a lot of these hot men sometimes think that they're too pretty to open their mouth and talk to people. It's not even,
you know what? It's not even that they think that they're too pretty to talk. They don't
boys.
have the lyrics. They don't know what to say. It's not that they're too afraid to say it. They don't know what to say. Like, they don't, when they get there, they just think that, because you know what? The best example of this is we all watch it, Love Island.
I don't watch Love Island.
Well,
most people do, basically.
I was going to say I don't watch it as well, but I watch it.
Yeah. Casa Law, what it's called.
Some of the hottest brothers, and you think to yourself, this guy have no game.
None at all.
This guy have no game.
Zilch.
And these boys are all 6-footers, 6-pack, ripped to shreds. And these brothers have no game.
Yeah.
But that's the reality of it. Bruv, their looks are usually have got them. But to be fair, their looks have got them to places. But if they're still coming on the show, that means the standard of girls that they're getting anyway, the standards are low.
To show that looks aren't enough. Like, you
have,
like, and this is why I honestly think looks aren't enough, fancy dinners aren't enough, because that's how we started this conversation. All of these things aren't enough, and I think people need to understand that depth is what sustains a healthy relationship.
100%.
Like, let's get deep. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, let's see what substance you have. If you are going based off of the fact that you've got a body that you bought, or a face that is appealing, or caramba, yeah, then you're gonna find out you're gonna be miserable and lonely because you haven't built yourself internally. And let's call it a spade. Whether a man is physically attracted to you, which is very important, and I think even if you're not a woman's type, but she's still physically attracted to you, which is really important. After the attraction goes, yeah, after she's pregnant, everything swell up. After all of that stuff, yeah, this guy. You need to love what's inside of her.
100%.
You need to love what's inside of him. Listen, and if it's the 6-pack that got you, understand after 1 year of marriage, that 6-pack is going to be one. You're still going to love him with the 1-pack? And so many people now don't realize that there's so much more to relationships
100%.
than whatever people are selling you on social media and online. I
think, obviously, Sarah, you have to remember now, options. Because people have options, why should I go through this headache? Like even this, the ice cream lady. Why should I go through this? Why should I go for ice cream? Like, why should I go for ice cream? Someone else has said that they want to take me here, or they want to do this, or someone's even trying to fly me out. Like, I'm like, why am I going for ice cream? Screw that. Whereas the ice cream guy is most probably going to be your best option, like going forward. Like, he's thinking and he's like, do you understand? That might be your best option, but you're just thinking to yourself, my other options are offering me X, Y, and Z. Why am I going to take this? That's kind of where the situation is now.
And you have to think of more. Like, you have to. That's why I said I wish she gave him a chance. Because she could have gone there and this could have been something they laughed about later on. Even if ice cream was the standard, you'd be like, remember that time when you tried to take him to ice cream? Like, because he could have been such a good guy, but she's missed out on that because she was shallow. And I feel like being shallow is why a lot of people don't have depth. And that's it. Listen, we could talk about this all day. Yeah, 100%. Literally. And we could go into so many, topics and conversations when it comes to dating.
I'm thinking of stuff as we speak.
Literally. The cocoa of the story is... the cocoa of the story is the dating game has changed, and I think people have to be smart about it. And I think that there's so many people who are of age, as our parents would say, who are single, and I feel like it shouldn't be that way.
100%.
Especially because 100%. Man single, woman single. One day I'll bring you back. Let's talk about matchmaking. Let's talk about all those kind of things there, which I think is really, really important. But I think sometimes we have to go back to the basics. We have to go back to the basics of what makes a relationship healthy. Go back to the basics of how we even get into relationships. Like Lateef, I know when you were going after your wife, I know that it wasn't just a thing of like carnality. You prayed about it.
Yeah, 100%. You know what, I'm not going to lie. And you said this, I'm not too sure if it was recorded, but you did say, you can't do this without God.
You can't do it without God, no.
You can't do this without God. Yeah. And my thing is, I know a lot of the time, we're impatient and it gets long and you've been hurt and someone breaks your heart and you're thinking, God, but I prayed about this. Why has my heart still got broken? Listen, at the end of the day, we can do what we can do. And some people are going to be some people. Yeah, like, some people are going to do... Like, we can pray as much as we want. Sometimes, are we really listening to what God is even telling us?
Yeah,
anyway?
100%.
Do you understand? Like, sometimes God, I do feel that he will try and direct you away from disasters. But are we honest? Some of us want to go into that. So
some of us are choosing what looks good over what actually could be good. Yeah. Because the 100%. Same man who isn't able to take you to these fancy places today could be the one that creates the next big 100%. Thing. And you missed out on that. And God was trying to tell you, no, give this guy a chance. He's a nice guy. He's going to treat you well. But the one who was treating you well now, and you're treating well was based on weird standards, if I may say so myself, is the one you've picked. And so I think now in this day and age, what I would say is that people need to be mindful, obviously 100%. Have standards, but pray about it. Like 100%. We've made a lot of jokes, we've made a lot of references to things because the Bible says that faith without works is dead anyway. So as much as you're praying about it, you also have to be visible for people to want to take you out on a date in the first place. So everything we're talking about today is very, very relevant and very important. 100%. But I think now, the streets are only as hard as we make it. It's only as hard as we make it. But Lateef, it's been so great having you on the ATM podcast.
Yeah. I'm coming back.
You have to come back. You have to come back. Listen, you come back before. You come back before. You come back this time. You're gonna come back again.
I'll be back.
But before you go, let us know how we can find you.
Yes, Instagram, Mister Lateef Live. You can find me there. Listen, I'm gonna be coming back doing some more stuff, sir.
100%. Yeah, listen, Lateef used to do these Instagram lives. They were hilarity. You will laugh.
Trust me.
And sometimes he'll do the serious ones where you will actually cry. Like he will speak to people and it's like, rah. And you need to bring that back.
Yeah. We'll be back.
Also, Lateef has about 900 hustles. So what do you do? Where can we find all your businesses?
Yes. So in the mixer. So if you're having a birthday party, celebration, whatever it is, I'll be there. I'll be mixing your drinks, mixing your cocktails,
I know
mocktails,
sounds good.
Whatever it is. Yeah, so we'll do that. Yeah, and you know what? I might bring some mocktails next time.
All right, then.
No alcohol. Next time. Yeah, next time. I'm coming back. I'm forcing myself back.
Episode, you know.
Yeah.
Listen, these red cups should be some mocktails. You see?
Yeah. Next time. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, next time. I'm coming back.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, Lateef.
No, it's been a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in to the ATM podcast, where we cash out on a weekly basis. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.